Okay, let's unpack this. We've looked at a whole stack of reports on a pretty significant Kuala Lumpur project, Eko Titiwangsa. Our mission today really is simple. Cut through the marketing spin, find out if this freehold asset actually delivers. Is it a genuine long-term strategic play? For investors, yes, but also for people looking for a home.
And the core proposition, well, it is undeniably strong on paper. You've got these three pillars of value. First, that freehold tenure, permanent ownership. Well, it's gold in central KL.
Right. Incredibly valuable.
Second, it's low density. Only 500 residential units. Quite exclusive, really.
Okay.
And third, the entry price point. It's surprisingly accessible, starting from about RM 413,000.
Yeah, that is a compelling mix for development right there on Jalan Pahang. But there's a catch, right? We're looking at a long wait. Target completion isn't until Q1 2028.
Exactly. A long road ahead.
Because before we jump into the future potential, we really have to grapple with this project's history. It's complex. It stretches back a decade.
It really does.
Yeah.
And this history, honestly, it's the single most critical piece of due diligence for anyone thinking about buying here.
Okay, so what's the current setup?
Right now, it's 500 serviced apartments split across 2 towers, Block B and C, plus about 115 office suites. Residential units go from 690 square feet up to 1,120.
But that's the relaunch configuration, isn't it?
Precisely. That's the key. This isn't the original plan.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Let's rewind. Back to 2014. What did Eko Titiwangsa originally look like? How different was it?
No, completely different. The initial concept, the one they marketed between, say, 2014 and 2016, much grander.
Grandeur how?
3 blocks, not 2 residential ones. Almost 700 units, 696 to be exact. And the units were bigger, some up to 340 square feet.
Bigger units, more blocks, and the completion date.
The original target was July 2018.
July 2018. Wow. So the current 2028 target, that's a full decade slip, a 10-year delay. Just imagine being an early buyer.
Tough situation.
Was there like a single event, something specific that forced this massive overhaul?
Not really a single event.
Sure.
More like a slow realization, a strategic pivot. The developer recognized that the original, larger, more luxurious 2014 concept, well, it just wasn't financially viable. Not in that location, not at that time.
So they pulled the plug on the old plan.
Essentially, yes. They strategically scaled everything down, reduced the unit count, shrunk the sizes, got a whole new developer license. It was a complete restart.
And repositioned it.
Exactly, repositioned for affordability. And crucially, to sort of sync up with all the transport infrastructure improvements that have happened or are happening nearby.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe a painful but necessary course correction. But it does raise a big question, doesn't it, about the developer, Ekovest Berhad. What does this history tell us about their initial planning, their execution capability?
Well, it definitely reveals a failure in that initial project delivery. You can't ignore that. But on the other hand, it perhaps also shows adaptability. They chose to scrap the old license, redesign completely, create a project that actually aligns better with the current market. And, as we'll get into, it now perfectly times the delivery with these huge infrastructure upgrades nearby. Bit of accidental genius, maybe.
Right. Okay, let's pivot then. Let's talk about the project's biggest strength now, the location. Because that seems to be what might balance out that history risk.
Definitely.
Vehicular access looks great on paper. Straight onto major highways, DUKE, MRR2?
Yep, connectivity is excellent by car.
Let's be real. It's right on Jalan Pahang. That means traffic, congestion, noise. It's just part of the package there, isn't it?
It is. That's the trade-off for being so central, for that urban connectivity. But I think the trade-off is probably worth it for many, purely because of the Titiwangsa transport hub.
Ah, yes, the hub. That's the real game changer here, the main long-term value driver.
Absolutely. It's already a decent interchange.
Yeah.
LRT monorail lines. But it got a major upgrade when the MRT Putrajaya Line Phase 2 started running last year, March 2023.
And the future catalyst, the really big one.
That's the MRT3 Circle Line. Once that's done, Titiwangsa transforms. It becomes this massive 5-line interchange, honestly second only to KL Central for connectivity across the whole Klang Valley.
5 lines. Wow, okay.
Now, Eko Titiwangsa itself, it's about 1 kilometer away from this mega hub.
Which is maybe a bit far to walk comfortably every day, especially in our weather.
Exactly. Too far for most. And that's why the developer's plan for a dedicated shuttle service is so critical. It's transformative.
Ah, the last mile solution.
Precisely. It bridges that gap. It immediately makes the project function like a proper transit-oriented development. a practical TOD.
Okay, and that shuttle connection, that's what really opens up the rental market potential too, right? Brings in specific tenant groups.
Yes, two distinct and I'd say incredibly stable tenant pools.
Who are they?
Well, the primary pool is very stable, almost non-cyclical. It's medical professionals and staff.
Because of the hospitals nearby.
Exactly. You've got this huge medical district right there. Hospital Kuala Lumpur, HKL, the National Heart Institute, IJN, KPJ Specialist Hospitals are nearby too. That's a constant source of quality tenants. Reliable demand that doesn't just disappear if the economy dips.
Okay, solid base. And the second group?
That would be your typical urban professionals, people working in KLCC or maybe TRX, the kind who really value a car-free commute using that transport hub.
Makes sense. So good potential for stable rental income. That's a big plus for investors.
A massive plus, especially if they're looking for yield over the long term.
Okay, now, we need to talk about the, let's say, speculative upside, the big dreams for the area, and then tackle the unavoidable risks head on. So first up, KL River City, part of the bigger River of Life initiative.
Yeah, the KL River City Master Plan. The vision is, well, it's fantastic. Transforming that stretch of the Gombak River, making it a vibrant riverfront area with parks, amenities.
It sounds great if it happens.
If it happens, that's the key phrase.
Because if we connect this to the bigger picture, the whole River of Life project, it's faced pretty significant delays, hasn't it? Execution risks. Progress seems marginal since, 2018?
That's the reality, unfortunately. The vision is appealing, no doubt. Yeah. But potential buyers really need to view KL River City as a speculative bonus. It's nice if it happens, but it shouldn't be the foundation of your decision.
So don't bank on it. Focus on the knowns.
Exactly. Focus on the certainty of that freehold title and the proven reality of the transport hub upgrades. Those are solid.
Okay. Now for the elephant in the room, developer risk.
Ekovest. They have built things, right? Good track record in construction, Duke Highway, KLIA work.
Yes, their construction arm has a strong track record, that's true. However, their recent financial reports, they are a bit worrisome.
Worrisome how?
The Ekovest Group as a whole has reported corporate losses in their last couple of fiscal years, FY 2024, FY 2025.
And crucially, the company itself is stated quite clearly. They are relying heavily on the launch and the sales revenue from this project, Eko Titiwangsa, to, and I quote, kickstart new property development income to basically get their property division back into profit.
Whoa. Okay, that definitely elevates the project delivery risk, doesn't it? It means this isn't just one project among many for them. Their property division's health seems quite tied to its success.
It certainly appears that way.
So if you're buying now, you need to be prepared to keep a close eye on Ekovest's financial health for the next 4 years until completion.
Absolutely. That's crucial due diligence. You need to be comfortable with that level of monitoring.
Okay. Let's shift gears slightly. Thinking about the homeowner lifestyle. If you are willing to wait until 2028 and put up with the construction nearby, what do you actually get in return? What's the living experience like?
Well, you get some features that are genuinely appealing for livability, that low density we mentioned. Quite rare for this part of KL. Every single unit comes with a balcony, which is a nice touch. And the layouts seem pretty practical, especially those larger 120 square foot ones. They come standard with 2 parking bays, which is important. 2
bays for the biggest units, 1 for the smaller ones?
Correct. 1 bay for units below that size. And the facilities, they really lean into that resort-style living idea.
What stands out?
Well, Level 7 has the infinity pool, standard stuff, but nice. Level 8 is interesting, focuses on wellness and, importantly, productivity. There's a yoga deck, a proper gymnasium, but also a dedicated co-working space and reading room.
Ah, the co-working space. Almost essential now, post-pandemic.
Totally. A must-have for many working from home, even part-time. And then way up on level 37, you've got a rooftop sky garden, a quiet escape with city views.
Sounds good. And the cost of maintaining all this, the service charge?
It seems quite reasonable, actually. Around RM.3 per square foot, and that includes the sinking fund contribution. For a central KL service department with these kinds of facilities, that's pretty competitive.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. What does this actually mean for you, the listener? Whether you're thinking about investing or maybe moving in yourself, let's start with the investor perspective.
Right. For an investor, I'd say the thesis is one of cautious optimism. But you absolutely must be committed to the long term. That 2028 completion date means your capital is tied up for a while.
But the potential upside is there.
The potential for capital appreciation, driven primarily by that 5-line transport hub, fully maturing. Yeah, it's undeniable. That's the core strength.
Okay. And in terms of which unit to pick, is there a strategic sweet spot for investors?
I think so. The 1,120 square foot dual key unit looks like the most strategic play.
Why dual key specifically?
Because that layout lets you rent out two separate spaces under one title. You got two potential income streams. It helps mitigate vacancy risk. If one side is empty, the other might still be rented. And it significantly boosts your potential gross yield. Our projection puts it around 4.28%.
And the pricing context. Is it competitive?
It seems to be. Asking prices are running about RM 590 to RM 678 per square foot. Compared to older, established freehold properties nearby, well, it's competitive. You're buying new, off-plan, but at a price that reflects that.
Okay. Now, flipping to the home buyer. If you're looking for a place to live and you're not in a desperate hurry, what's the opportunity here?
For the home buyer, this is fundamentally a chance to secure a freehold legacy asset. That freehold title is key. And you're getting it at a price point that likely doesn't fully factor in the future impact of that massive transport regeneration yet.
So getting in before the value potentially jumps further.
Essentially, yes. In terms of unit type for owner-occupiers, I think the 809 to 854 square foot two-bedroom units hit a sweet spot.
Why those?
They offer a good balance, enough space for maybe a small family or a couple needing that crucial dedicated home office space without stretching the budget too much.
Wow.
Good balance of space, affordability, functionality.
Makes sense. But the final caution remains right, especially for you, the homeowner.
Absolutely. You have to be prepared for that. Wait, Q1 2028 is still some way off. And you have to accept that you're moving into an area that's still developing. There will be construction noise and disruption for years to come as things like MRT3 and potentially the River of Life project progress slowly.
So patience is key.
Okay.
This has been really fascinating, a deep dive that reveals this core tension, doesn't it? On one side, you've got undeniable strengths, the freehold title, that incredible infrastructure catalyst coming online.
Massive potential there.
But perfectly balanced against, well, a complicated past, a decade-long delay, a complete project redesign, and that tangible financial reliance the developer seems to have on this project succeeding right now.
Right. It's a real balancing act for potential buyers.
Yeah.
You know, it's really fascinating here when you think about it. That original 2014 design, it was probably financially unsustainable back then, hence the huge delay in the overhaul.
Yep.
But that very delay, it's inadvertently timed the new project's delivery almost perfectly. The 2028 completion aligns brilliantly with when that 5-line Titiwangsa transport hub should be fully mature and operational.
Huh. So the delay actually created a better market timing in a weird way.
It seems like it might have. So the big question, I suppose, for you to mull over is this. Does the significant benefit of this, let's call it unforeseen infrastructure catalyst, does that upside truly outweigh the risk introduced by the project's unstable history and the developer's current financial pressures? That's the calculation you need to make.